Good afternoon, dear viewers. I'm so privileged and honored to have one of the good aspirants today. He's a gentleman, as you see him, and he's going to tell us about him. I have questions that came from you straight to him, and is to give us his package that he's having for us in case we entrust him with a guild office. Sir, who are you?
Well, thank you so much. A good afternoon to you, and thank you for the platform. I'm Steward Chopre of Road. I am Analur by tribe. I stretch from the Greater North in the West Nile sub-region, district of Nebi, a son to Mr. Kenneth Langoya Kawambe and Jennifer Yoashel, a firstborn in a family of 5.
Okay, I've picked that one, firstborn. Firstborn means that you are straight a leader from home, because a firstborn is always a leader. And you lead a group of 5. Yeah, that's why it's not a mistake that you're here. I'll use Chopre because it is the most sounding name. Mr. Chopre,
Yes, please.
who is a leader to you?
Well, a leader is someone who inspires, who influences a category of a community to achieve a common goal. Like you said, in a layman's language, a leader doesn't lead from in front, leads from within people. That's basically a definition how best I can define a leader.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, you've defined a leader, and you are contesting to take this office. What really inspired you to take this office?
Thank you. Well, considering the challenges on ground and what is happening inspired me, and being a firstborn in a family of 5, I've always been a leader, and I had that zeal, I had the courage since childhood to lead a particular group of people, even beyond my ability, provided you have the support of the community. That's what I had to get to inspire me, to push me, to keep me pushing way forward for my other higher position, being a leader.
Yes, I've understood that. There are some reasons as to why people fear to vote in people into leadership. Because leadership is not something easy. It's a very big task. And we cannot vote in someone who has not taken up this task for something bigger. Mr. Chopre, have you ever taken some leadership positions in your life, putting aside you being the firstborn?
Well, putting aside the firstborn, I've held a position in my primary school. I've been a timekeeper. Going into secondary, I became a UNSA speaker in Ring SS, where I took that position so well, and I was as well appointed the chairperson YCS community. And coming into campus, I served as the Secretary General YCS St. Charles Catholic Community in Luanga. We actually revamped it. And then before going into GRC, I've been serving as an altar servant in the Catholic community. So I became a GRC in my first semester. I served so well. I served my people so well. So in the second election, they gave me an opportunity to go unopposed, and I served the GRC twice. I'm currently a GRC for the second time, vying for guild presidency.
Okay. In the things he has told us, he has had leadership right from primary school, secondary school, and then I think that is the one that led you to become a GRC. And I'm more excited that you were given a second term in the office of being the GRC of your course. Unopposed. Unopposed. It means that indeed you served well your people. What is that one thing that you will stand on and say that, yeah, in my time of being the GRC, at least I did this?
Well, thank you, Mr. Moderator. Being a GRC, becoming a GRC, there are some quite numerous challenges on ground, like the gap. We had a relationship gap between the lecturers and the students' fraternity in my course. there are some distant relationship. So me coming in, I bridge that gap. Okay, vis-a-vis all the challenges that were in place, regardless. So lecturers got in touch with students more. We created that conducive environment, that conducive learning environment. And issues to deal with missing marks, it's a problem at MUBS. It's a continuous problem at MUBS. Missing marks, if someone is having some issues maybe for not doing coursework, and so the person ends up missing the coursework. So I've fought hard. We have really worked hand in hand with the lecturers and the head of faculty of management. And besides that, I've created a good relationship amongst my classmates. I've created that bond which combines them, that makes them feel, yeah, I belong to this family. Yes, our GRC is this. That's why, for the second time coming into as a GRC, they even went ahead and picked for me the nomination form, because I was ready to step down for my opponents whom I had defeated in the first election to go.
Seriously? They got for you nomination forms?
Yes.
I've never heard of such
It happened.
It means that you were really a good GRC
up to now,
to your classmates.
Up to now.
I'm so inspired about that. Okay. Yes, Mr. Chopre.
Yes, please.
Who is a guild president to you? If at all you aren't in this race, and other people are in the race, which kind of a guild president would you wish to have?
Well, concerning that, I would wish to have a guild president who is a down-to-earth person, who is a listener, who lays strategic policies, strategic plans for the student fraternity, who is not segregative, regardless of our social, political, and religious affiliation, who will bridge the gap between the administration and the students fraternity, who will work hand in hand with the entire cabinet ministers, the GRCs, the course leaders, to ensure that we journey furthermore in our academic progress here at Makerere University Business School. And as well, our guild president who will lobby support for the challenges that we have on ground to fix such matters for the betterment of the students fraternity, for the fundamental decency that the students' challenges are being ignored on quite matter of issues.
Okay. He has defined what kind of a guild president would want. Therefore, I have the spirit that you can be that guild president. Because the first thing, if you know the kind of a person you want to lead you, if at all you are put in that position, you can be that person exactly. So, personally, I'm one person who believes in, I believe in women empowerment. I believe that women can also add a break in the development of our country, development of this world, and development of this institution. Do you believe in empowering a girl child?
Yes, I do believe in empowering the girl child. Focusing on MUBS, you get to understand that 80% of MUBS students are ladies and 20% are men. And so that's why even in the recently released PL results, girls performed more than boys. Yes, there are some projects that were in place before, but they were not worked upon, like sustainability for the girl child at school. But other projects that came in overshadowed this one. So it's my role that if given that office, you have to revamp the initial projects that were there to benefit the girl child education here at Makerere University Business School.
Okay. Mr. Chopre, sometime back, we had a lot of projects for the girl child in MUBS here. And they were really strong projects that we even got to host here big ladies who have stood. There is a time when we had Miriam Matembe here. There is a time when we had Farida Nakasbwe here. There is a time when we had Anita Monk here. And for something like the past 9 months, I've not seen this happening here in MUBS. I've not seen it happen. So how are you going to really bring back the empowerment of the girl child? Because in that time, I remember it was Honorable Lenia Charity, when she was still the vice president, you could not just take a girl for granted. That's when we realized the power of girls in MUBS. So how are you going to bring that back? Because we find that most of the girls, they are hiding, they are not involving in any activities, they feel inferior. How are you going to make them feel that yes, they can do something?
Well, it all depends on the relationship you have with the outside people, the relationship you have with those CEOs, the relationship you have with those funders. Okay, so when you create that distant relationship amongst yourself, it becomes hard for you to lobby support. It becomes hard for you to put on board, to negotiate for some other projects that will benefit the student fraternity. But if at all you have that conducive environment, that conducive relationship you have created with the outside people, so and they'll be in position to fund, to lobby, to give you something to deal out with all these projects. Another thing, poor management and being too much relaxed by the previous guild presidents. Considering the challenges that students are facing, the girl child are facing, when someone gets into office, forgets who held for them the ladder, who held for them the ladder when they are going up. And so they sit comfortably in the office thinking that it's done. Yet in actual sense, it's all about service delivery. And so my major challenge, my major agitation would be having a clear relationship, a clear memorandum of understanding with those outside people, so that they're in position to fund you, they're in position to pay attention to your here, okay, that they give you something in return of your request.
So we should be very firm that the girl child is going to be empowered in your regime. Mr. Chopre, there are many challenges, there are many issues that are ongoing within Makerere University Business School. What challenges are you seeing?
Well, we have quite several challenges at Makerere University Business School as per now. To begin with, we have the course leaders concern. These course leaders, they are being underpaid. First of all, they get 50,000 Ugandan shillings every semester. A course leader has to call lecturer. A course leader has to buy data, to coordinate the classes, to link up with other colleagues who are not on board. So these people...
Another challenge.
Yes, another challenge.
I want you to mention these challenges.
Yes.
First.
So we have this course leaders concern. We have Wi-Fi at MUBS. We are not saying we don't have the Wi-Fi. We have those Wi-Fi hotspots. They're at ADB, at New Building, at DH, but they're inactive. They are not being facilitated because of poor management. I have to say that. Then another, we have increment, persistent increment in hostel fee. Mostly probably every semester the hostel fee has to increase. Yet we are the stakeholders, the students are the greatest stakeholders of these hostels that we sleep in. Therefore, I think me and my government, we have to come on board and negotiate with these hostel owners to make it fair a bit regarding the inflation rate in the country. Another challenge we have are issues of missing marks. It has been there and still continuing to be there. They have not worked upon it up to now. Delayed release of IDs, the school students' ID. I just got my ID this semester. I'm in second semester. I've just gotten my school ID.
Yes, indeed. It's
entire year one, I never had my ID, and some part of my second year, first semester. So delay in ID, course leaders concern, Wi-Fi hotspot, and the gap between administration and the student leaders. We have a challenge here.
Now, many aspirants come and tell us all these challenges. Mr. Chopre, do you think that we the students, we know these challenges?
Yes, we do. We know them.
Yes, we know these challenges. And therefore, we don't need to be told that there is this challenge, there is that challenge, the other challenge. What we need to hear from you, how are you going to solve these challenges? And it is the same question I'm posing to you. How are you going to solve the challenges that we are having as students? You've mentioned the course leaders are paid less, yet they incur in a lot. You've mentioned of missing marks, delayed IDs. You've mentioned a lot of challenges. So how are you going to solve these challenges?
Well, to begin with the issue of Wi-Fi that we have, I think we can partner with some of these communication companies like MTN to provide some discounts. It is happening at Makerere University, so why not MUBS? We can partner if at all the administration they are not in position to provide full Wi-Fi at MUBS to facilitate the Wi-Fi. We can partner with some of these communication companies like MTN. They are willing because they also want to sell out to the world. So they are willing. It's only poor connection that we have, some leaders have in them, that makes them not aware of these challenges. Otherwise, they are willing to come on board and help us. 2, the issues of delayed IDs, school IDs. We can work hand in hand with the Dean of Students and the school registrar office to ensure that these students have their IDs in time, because it will also correlate the other issue of distant relationship you have with the administration. Okay, and another thing we have is the hostel fee increment. We can come on board with this hostel custodian, the hostel owners. Yes, it is a private business entity that you don't need to dictate on how much students are supposed to pay. They are the owners of the hostel. They do everything at their will. But then, without students, those hostels will be free. They won't be having students in it. It will be useless. It will be rendered useless. And so, we have to bring on board you as a guild president. You're a big person. You represent the students on the council. Therefore, if you call upon this hostel custodian to have some meeting with them to discuss some of these issues, they can turn up and you see some amicable way of solving some of these issues on ground. The missing marks. Some of the students are not well sensitized about the coursework date, though they have the email, and so we have to empower the course leaders most through motivating them to continue working hand in hand with the lecturers and student fraternity, because some of these things, it also depends so much on the system you have at MUBS, the bureaucratic system. And so we have to come on board with these lecturers to make some proper strategies laid on ground, so that these issues of missing marks continuously to come to an end. The continuous issue of missing marks to come to an end. And we have recess in the last government, the 25th Guild government. His Excellency Bruno Kamoga tried it and it worked. I don't see any justification as to why I should go back 1 year outside campus. I wait for my retake that I've gotten. After 1 year, I come and clear the same retake and graduate, leaving my colleagues to graduate before me. And so we have to come on board with the principal and the entire board of governors, you as a guild president, because you are highly appreciated. You present the students on the council. You are the only person which is there. If it works in the 25th Guild Parliament and government, why not this one? So you will all, after all this, you realize there's some missing gap. There's some poor management and poor negotiation system with the guild government, not with the administration. The administration, they are there, they are willing to help the guild government to achieve the agenda, to achieve the manifesto. Okay?
Yeah, this one, it is a little bit challenging. We have seen several times when the guild government is against all, is not agreeing, all is not in good terms with the school management. Because at one time I saw on social media the guild president being joined with other people, and they were creating and organizing up a strike on which matter I saw that could just be discussed. So are we expecting a guild president who is ready to negotiate, or a guild president who is going to take actions without negotiation?
We have to negotiate together with the management, with the school administrators, because get this, there is no way you can work as a guild government without incorporating with the administration, without you seeking guidance from the administration. Yes, that the overall, the money comes from them for you to facilitate all these guild activities, so you have to partner with them. Issues of strike, it zeroes to self-discipline, a disciplined guild government. As a Christian, as a Muslim, as a born again, and all other denominations, you have to have self-discipline, you have to be disciplined. Therefore, a guild president with the entire team, you are the overall, you are the head. So you have to make them understand the strategies. You have to make them understand the system on which this work are done, the system on which some of those policies are scheduled and laid on ground for the betterment of the students' fraternity.
Okay, Mr. Chopre, every person who comes in leadership, they normally come with a slogan or a pillar they're standing on. Can you please, in the last 3 minutes, talk to our viewers, tell them your pillar, your slogan that you are going to work with, if at all they entrust you with the office, and then a word to them before we close.
Well, thank you so much, our viewers. Our slogan for this campaign is the restoration of the students' value. And indeed, we have to restore the students' value together. We have to journey in together. The challenges that we have right now on ground should not be a call for despair, but a call for action, a call to rejuvenate hopes in the fundamental guild leadership, a call to mobilize the student fraternity, regardless of their social, political, and religious affiliation, a call to unite MUBS as one body and push furthermore for the academic journey and even life after campus. Ladies and gentlemen, we are focusing on a fraternity that will ensure the sustainability and the continuity of the guild fundamental leadership at MUBS. A fraternity that is inclusive for everyone, a diverse fraternity regardless of our background, regardless of our political agenda, regardless of our social agenda, regardless of our financial status. So, we have to restore the students' value together with you. We can't do it alone in this leadership tenure that is coming, in this political consensus that we are aiming at forming for the betterment of the MUBS student fraternity.
Thank you so much. You have heard him. I've picked some things to take with me. First, he is the firstborn, meaning he has been a leader from the beginning. 2, a great challenge. Someone being told to go back in office of being the GRC unopposed and picking nomination forms. This has been really so serious. Your classmates go to the guild. They pick for you nomination forms. Fill them in, bring them to you, you sign them, they tell you, go back. And when they brought the box, they said, the box is full. It is Chopre. This side, the YCS, tested you. The man restored YCS in MUBS within 1 month. And it is moving. That choice is yours. Thank you so much for listening.
Kule Baldazare.
Chopre, 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 Veripanga, Varipira, Chopre, Veripa, Vadanira, Varinya Kudenga, Veripanga, Varipira, Chopre, Veripa, Vadanira, Varinya Kudenga, Veripanga, Varipira, Chopre, Vadanira, Varinya Kudenga.